Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Mark.
And this is the DarcBall
cast. This week, sponsored by the very loud Distraction Foot.
So I realised the other day, I'm unreasonably suspicious of people. So I live in a big block of flats, don't I? So as I go downstairs, I often bump into people that live here as well. And there's this one guy, lovely man, probably a bit simple. And no matter where you are in relation to this man, if you're looking at him or not, when he spots you, he immediately waves like this.
Oh, no.
So
that's a bit high Hitlerish, that, wasn't it?
No, he just does that. Hi. And you're like, I didn't even clock him, but now I have. Like, he's there. He can be 30 metres away.
Best friends forever.
If you're in his eye line, hi. So...
Maybe we should get him as a guest.
So I come out on my back. We should. Our first ever guest. So as I'm heading to my car, he starts walking over and I'm like, here we go. An interaction I just didn't want today. Nothing against the man, but I don't have anything to say to him. And I'm not quite sure he has anything to say to me. He just waves. And I'm fine with that. Waving is perfectly fine. Just don't get in my space.
You see, even for me, that's a bit too far.
It's what happens when you live like in such close proximity.
I would be quite happy to never speak to another human being again.
We wouldn't have much of a podcast then.
I mean, I'm willing to go without this.
So I'm walking to my car, and the man starts walking over, and I just pause because I'm like, he's got me now, hasn't he? He's caught me.
In his clutches.
So he just shouts out to me. He goes, you've had the same... He goes, you've had the same idea as me. And I'm like, what? He goes, I'm retired, you see. I'm not quite connecting the dots. And then he goes... I'm 63. And immediately I'm like, that's one too many rhymes. And he holds up a car key. And up until this point, I've never once seen this man in a car, near a car. So my brain just goes, you can't drive. And there's no logical reason as to why I think he can't drive. Just in my head, he's gone, it's just the waving guy. Not sure he can drive. So I get in my car and I'm suspicious. And I stand there and he stands really close to this other car without getting in. So I'm like, oh no, he's not. He's not just found a key and is pretending he's a man that can drive.
Like Joey from that episode of Friends where he stood next to the Porsche.
So he stood there and he opens the door and I'm like, oh, progress. So... In my head, I'm immediately like, I'm getting ready because I'm like, okay, I have to leave. Like, because at this point, he's probably thinking, why has he not left yet? Why is he just sat in his car looking my way? And he spends ages putting his seatbelt on. And I think then, okay, he puts his key in the fucking car, turns it on. I'm like, he's getting ready to move. I can sit here and watch this unfold. But in my head, I'm thinking he's going to fuck his car into the wall. Like... Because in my head, this man can't drive. So I start driving away really fucking slowly. This poor fucking guy reversed out, drove away like a normal person. But this whole scenario in my head was built around one small thought that I didn't realise this guy could drive. I've not seen him since. He's probably trying to stay the fuck away from me.
What I want to know is that at the start of that, he said... You've got the same idea as me.
I think he meant going for a drive.
I was going to say, what's the idea?
I think that's what he was meaning.
There are thousands of people out there who are driving currently.
Well, I was like, how do you know my thoughts? What do you think I'm thinking?
My thoughts,
how can you so confidently wave to me and come over? And you know what? I think at a certain point in that story, we did both have the same idea of... What the fuck is this idiot in the car next to me doing?
So, what we need to do is we're going to provide you guys with a service, all the people watching this who desperately want to avoid this type of horrific awkward, terrible interaction where you're speaking with a stranger tries to speak to you, a family member you don't want to see, just the local homeless people, get away. Just anyone.
Yeah, so
anyone distasteful.
Throwing back to our roots, this is something we used to do a while ago, called the Business Walrus. Part of the DarcBall Technology Corner, as we used to do, because for a long time we were a technology podcast. So we're going to come up on the fly with an invention that is going to help you keep strangers from speaking to you.
I've just noticed on the side of that, it says players 4 to 20 plus. Who plays a game with over 20 people?
I don't know that many people, because my invention is a success. So,
tell me all about your invention. Sell it to me.
We're living in a changing world constantly. So, I found the best way to keep people away from you is by employing the use of artificial intelligence.
It's a big thing.
Okay. So normally you'd use artificial intelligence for like pictures. It can do a bit of music now and make little videos that are somewhat convincing.
Steals actors' jobs.
Yeah, exactly. It
steals writers' jobs.
We're not here. We're artificial. That'd explain the drop in quality.
And the shirts.
Yeah, exactly. This is what they think people dress like. So, we're using a bit of AI. We'll get to that later. So,
okay. Foreshadowing.
Have you ever considered combining dairy and robots? No? Yep. I know we've done it before.
Steely, milky, animal hypnobot. For the purpose of this, I'm going to say no. Okay. I've never thought about combining dairy with robots. Never.
So it's not any dairy. It's specifically Dairy Lee triangles. Okay. So it's a robot that runs entirely off those Dairy Lee triangles.
Okay.
So once inserted into the robot, they sit there until they rot. I mean,
how long does it take for that to happen?
It speeds it up because it's always gently heating the cheese.
Right, so it's
gently.
It's a bit humid, a bit hot, a bit warm.
Yeah.
It's not ideal conditions for keeping cheese.
Not really. No. So it's ingenious because they come in that little tinfoil wrapper. So the robot internally uses the cheese, rots the cheese, and it forms small knives out of the aluminium wrappers.
Right.
Okay. And the great thing is the knife is like customized. The handle has the little cow's face on it.
I would pay good money for a laughing cow or a Dairy Lee fucking knife.
That's not the best bit. So this might seem like an inconvenience to most, but it is an option that you just can't turn off. So this robot essentially is always wandering off. And this is the clever part. You might have started to see it all come together at this point. So, local dickhead comes up to you, trying to pretend he can drive. You're having none of it. So the robot, its first action is to just slowly wander off. Because you can go, oh, sorry, mate, I'd love to stay and chat. Got to go catch my robot. It's wandering off.
You paid a lot of money for it.
Slowly wandering off. You're not going to lose sight of it. 1 mile an hour at all times. Okay?
But you need to keep it close to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an expensive robot.
Yeah. It'll slow you down, but it's worth it to not have to speak to strangers.
Exactly.
Okay. If that doesn't work, if the guy goes, oh, don't worry, I'll come with you, it starts to gently emit a smell of rot.
Ooh.
Rotten cheese, yeah. Okay.
Right.
And it's great because Dairy Lee, the price of it hasn't significantly increased.
Shot up.
Yeah.
However, I see a problem.
Why?
In the town we live in, a lot of people smell like rotten cheese.
So that's where the next bit comes in. It uses its artificial intelligence to judge the situation based on a person's stature, smell. That's basically it. And if it's really not giving up, the robot I cannot stress this enough, it is more than willing it is very happy to threaten someone with a knife.
Would it go through with it? Or is it just a threat?
That's the rules.
Right.
No,
okay.
it's really hard to stab when you're travelling at 1 mile an hour constantly.
I disagree.
No.
Because you can stab someone stood still.
Yeah.
Going 1 mile an hour is basically
you're
being
missing the
still.
point. He's not wandering.
Get a knife.
No, Mark, you're missing the point. He's always wandering off.
Right.
He's not wandering too.
So I don't think I would be very scared of, say, a robot or a man or a woman who's threatening to stab me whilst walking away.
You don't have to be. You've just got... It's like a giant...
Or is it... Sorry,
rotten.
Sorry, mate. My robot's threatening to stab you. I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
While you go about your business.
Yeah. It's just... You can go off with the robot and you
Right.
give him a pat on the back. You go, fucking great work there, mate. Okay. With its AI technology, it
And then you
sees that
feed it
as
some more
positive
cheese.
feedback. It uses it. It's like a hive mind with all the other
Right,
robots.
okay.
So they'll take that experience. They'll go with it. I mean,
like
we did
it.
find that over time, the robots got more and more stabby.
So it actually did start with... Right, okay.
Yeah, just a little, but it's quirks of it, innit? Why would teething problems?
Now, if it's just threatening to stab, why would it make the knives?
It's just good to have knives. How else are you going to spread the excess cheese?
What, the cheese is rotten?
You don't put all your... Look, you're buying Dairy Lee. You might as well keep some for yourself. You don't have to
Don't
rot
like
it. Well, you don't have to eat it, Mark.
So I don't need the knife.
This is not the product for you, then.
And what... You've probably got a name?
Yeah. It's called...
Keep watching, he'll do something.
It's just a stabby fondue barrel. I don't think the name really encapsulates everything it does.
It's good, but it's niche.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's niche. I think... I respect you, and I cherish you. But I think it's a little bit overthought, a bit overcomplicated. My system...
Okay.
It's much more, it's just a lot more simple. So, instead of having a robot accompany you, and then you using that robot as a distraction, for mine to work, there must always be a cannon that you are controlling at all times, just far enough away for no one to think that the cannon has anything to do with you. So, thank you.
It's all right.
So, let's say I walk out into the car park.
Yeah.
And crazy driver man, who
Yeah.
we don't know if he can drive or not, comes, oh, hiya,
All right.
coming over to me. And I think, nah, not having this.
Same thought as me.
So, what do? Do I some bullshit with rotten cheese and foil knives? No, I don't. I press the little button in my pocket.
I don't like your tone. I spent months on developing this. How dare you slight me like that?
Can you not interrupt? It's really disrespectful.
Go on. But I'll be marking you down. This pitch isn't going well.
Okay. Fucking cunt. So,
Go on.
what you do is you press the little button in your pocket and the cannon fires at you.
At you?
At you. You, the owner of the cannon, the person who wants to be...
risky, that.
It is. But you have in your other pocket a very strong magnet that you quickly discard, attracting the cannonball. In your breast pocket, you have a severed human foot, which you then sit down on the ground, drop the foot near you and go, fucking hell, me foot! The cannon has done blown me fucking foot off.
But you've still got your foot.
But the person who's trying to talk to you will be so bamboozled. I don't think I've ever used that word in a conversation before.
Great use of bamboozled.
Thank you. They'll be so bamboozled, so shocked even, that a random cannon has just gone off
Okay.
and severed the foot of the person he was trying to molest with his conversation. And while you go, my fucking foot, would you mind facing that way and ringing an ambulance? When he does, you get up and you scalp her.
Right, okay.
And your cannon follows you from a distance.
Few questions.
Go ahead.
So we live in Grimsby.
Yeah, boy.
A town known not only for its fish, but its random cannon fire. So the people of Grimsby are quite used to the sound of cannons going off.
It's not the sound. It's not the sound of the cannon, though. It's the show, the sham. It's the theatre.
It's
You go up to someone to ruin their day with polite conversation, and then all of a sudden he's got a foot off.
Yeah, there's a foot.
It's just off. There's a cannon. The cannon's not that surprising. You hear it all the time. You live in Grimsby. But all of a sudden, the man that you're trying to converse with is on the floor. His foot is gone. It's over there somewhere.
How are you going to play it if he notices you've still got 2 feet?
He won't. Because you'll be acting so well, dear boy.
Yeah.
You'll be screaming.
I would pair that up with my other invention.
And he'll be looking at the severed foot, and he won't notice the fact that you've got 2 perfectly working feet still.
I think it's incredible.
And then when he turns round to ring the ambulance...
You'd lost me at the beginning with your snide comments, but you really brought it back towards the end.
See? The product speaks for itself.
I think you're onto a winner there.
I fucking am, mate.
Has it got a name?
Of course it has.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, everything's got to have a name, hasn't it? So when we were making the product and we were sitting down, with the dream board, and we thought long and hard about what we were going to name it, and we said to ourselves that it's really important, obviously, that when we're pitching, we're not just rambling to buy time, because we've not thought of anything. We need to think about what the product does.
You often
and
do.
Obviously it's called the Very Loud Distraction Foot.
So nowhere in the title, not mentioning the cannon.
Yeah, but the cannons.
You don't, because
people have to not think the cannon is anything to do with you. Otherwise, they think he's just shot himself with a cannon.
He must not want to
talk to me. I'm offended.
Yeah, all right, that makes complete sense. I'm in. And how much does it retail for?
How much does it retail for? Well, the outlay is quite expensive. It's $79.99.
Yeah,
but then a pack of 20 cannonballs will only cost you £15.
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
Steal. Thank you very much.
Business Walrus. I'm leaving that in.